Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
We're looking at billions of people not able to survive because of starvation, water deprivation. The most effective, definitely effective, immediately effective, readily doable action that everybody in the world can do is go vegan. In theory, we can all do that. If we do that, emissions drop immediately.
Dr. Peter Carter, vegan. There is a solution to climate change. Part 2 of 2. What's the most effective way to halt climate change? Continue watching to find out more.
No to vegan? 'Cause you prefer hell. Huhandet Mat'i means how are you in Afrikaans, one of the languages spoken in Namibia. The hospitable people of Namibia salute you for making virtuous choices about your life. Welcome to the second and concluding episode of Dr. Peter Carter, Vegan. There is a solution for climate change. Renowned climate change authority Peter Carter, MD, is an expert reviewer for the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, founder of both the Climate Change Institute and the Canadian Association of Physicians for the Environment, and the co-author of Unprecedented Crime, Climate Science Denial, and Game Changers for Survival. In this series, we present excerpts from an interview with Dr. Carter conducted in November 2020 by Roger Hallam, co-founder of UK-based Extinction Rebellion movement. In today's program, Dr. Carter speaks about a dangerous feedback loop produced by climate change, the ever-increasing number of wildfires occurring around the world. During 2020, the U.S. National Aeronautics and Space Association, or NASA, tracked almost 600,000 individual fires in the Amazon rainforest and surrounding areas.
I track the Amazon fires in the Amazon fire season. I've been doing it for probably about 6 years now. It's a very visually easy thing to do, thanks to NASA. I was absolutely shocked to my core because just earlier this month, we had more fires in the Amazon than I've ever seen, like way, way, way more. And this is early in the Amazon fire season. And those fires, I look at them every couple of days now, they are now encroaching and swallowing up the entire Amazon. These fires, by the way, are intentional. It's not just the Amazon. The biggest area of bright red fires that you see on the map is in Africa, is sub-Saharan Africa, where they burn every year all of the grasses. These fires produce massive amounts of carbon dioxide, but also a lot of methane, and also, of course, black carbon, soot going up in the air. And I should also mention the shocking situation in Siberia, because Siberia holds most of the world's permafrost. And we have unprecedented fires right across Siberia today. And those fires in Siberia are actually never going out. In Russia, they're calling them zombie fires because they just subside, but they keep burning under the peat. And then when we get into the spring and summertime, whoosh, up they come again. And they're emitting vast amounts of carbon dioxide. So that's one huge feedback.
Dr. Carter warns that Earth's situation has reached an absolutely critical level and that we must take immediate steps to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
If we continue to emit, there's no question about what's going to happen. The Earth is going to get an intolerable place to live in, with intolerable heat waves. But those heat waves won't just be intolerable, they will trash our crops, because there's a definite limit of heat that crops can tolerate, even with irrigation. There was a paper that got a lot of publicity year before last, and that was what the media call the hothouse Earth paper, that explained all of these feedbacks and described them as cascading feedbacks. A good description is the domino effect. So you start one and they go on and on and on and on and on, and then you just get more feedback. As our UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, said, this is now an existential threat. That's a threat to our survival. That's what it is.
People who eat meat will fall into the horrible paths of transmigration and suffer boundless pain. Surangama Sutra, Buddhism. We'll take a moment now to thank the Divine for all those who have already adopted the vegan lifestyle, thus helping to save our planet. We'll be back after this message. Welcome back to our program. A Food and Agriculture Organization, or FAO, report released in March 2021 showed that the extreme weather disturbances caused by global warming are having devastating effects on crops and therefore world food security. Dr. Carter says this is one of the most dangerous outcomes of climate change.
Global surface heating and climate change causes multiple damaging adverse impacts on crops. Any projection that you look at in terms of where global temperature is going to stop at, whether it's 1.5 C, we're going to lose food production. And the latest models, they all show this. So in scientific terms, as I put it, all the accelerating data trends together result in a trend that the biosphere is in a state of collapse. Now, that means that the human species, although there's a heck of a lot of us, and although we still live on a beautiful planet, that means that nature is not going to support us. We're looking at billions of people not able to survive because of starvation, water deprivation. And then, of course, you pile on the diseases. For many, many, many years, the infectious disease experts, we've just had an experience of it with COVID-19, have warned us that actually all of the infectious and communicable diseases are going to be increased by putting up the global temperature. And lots of floods. It's a suicidal recipe.
Dr. Carter says that although government leaders have been participating in climate change conferences since the 1990s, they have taken very few steps to halt global warming, and that such inaction is criminal.
It's a crime. It's a crime against humanity. It's actually a crime against all humanity. If we start calling it a crime, as it is, I call it the crime of all time, then at least we will switch the discussion to a level that people can actually understand. It's destroying the planet, disrupting all the oceans, poisoning the oceans, the entire oceans, with acidification, with heating, which disturbs and breaks down all the healthy ocean currents, and deoxygenation. This is evil.
Scientific evidence shows that the number one cause of global warming is raising livestock, which creates more greenhouse gases than all forms of transportation and the burning of fossil fuels combined. Thus, despite his grave concerns about climate change, Dr. Carter believes there is a simple, highly effective solution to the current crisis.
The most effective, definitely effective, immediately effective, readily doable action that everybody in the world can do is go vegan. In theory, we can all do that. If we do that, emissions drop immediately. And we know, and the research confirms, that in all aspects, organic agriculture mixed with hedgerows, woodlots, is the best form of agriculture.
Our most gracious Supreme Master Ching Hai also frequently reminds us that a global shift to the vegan lifestyle is the most effective way to save our planet.
Our climate is accelerating. Our world is in danger. By now, scientists have warned us x times, many times, repeatedly, by evidence that vegan is the best, most effective way to reduce global warming. Reducing or stopping climate change, stabilizing it, is good for all of us. The vegan diet, the vegan world that will rescue our planet and secure lasting peace for all beings on Earth.
Our deepest appreciation goes to Supreme Master Ching Hai for her wise words. We pray that humankind quickly adopts the noble, compassionate vegan lifestyle for the benefit of all beings and our precious planet. At the conclusion of the interview, Dr. Carter shared these final thoughts.
Years ago, it was published in some magazines that the human race was at a crossroads, that we were looking at what was described as the worst possible future or the best possible future. And that was absolutely right. It was described very well. We're not only robbing our children of a decent life, we're robbing them of what I would call a golden age. You don't have to have much imagination to think about a world in which there's no fossil fuel energy, no fossil fuel pollution. It's all clean, renewable energy. Plus, we're not slaughtering billions of other animals and eating them. We're not doing that. We are growing the best, nutritious, healthy plants. Now, of course, we have the industries that are making great products, real juicy, tasty products for vegan. It's easy to be a vegan now. When I started, it wasn't that easy. This world, which should be our human destiny, is a golden, glorious world in which, at the same time, because we're not polluting the planet, we're not poisoning the oceans anymore, the earth is recovering, the earth is replenishing, the earth is becoming rich again.
Our sincere appreciation and gratitude go to Dr. Carter for his expert and invaluable message, which all of Earth's inhabitants should hear and take heed of. Indeed, we are at a crossroads, and the only direction to turn now is toward the noble, compassionate path of veganism. There is simply no other option. Don't be vegan because the suffering of the animals seems fun to you. Well, your turn next soon. Magnificent viewers, thank you for joining us during today's program. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for A Prayer for Compassion Part 1 of 2. May you and your loved ones enjoy long, peaceful lives on a rich, fabulous vegan planet Earth. For more information about Dr. Peter Carter and Climate Emergency Institute, please visit climateemergencyinstitute.com. For more information about Extinction Rebellion, please visit extinctionrebellion.uk.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/PE.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/PE.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/PE.
ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਅਨੇਕ ਭਾਸ਼ਾਵਾਂ। ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇਖੋ suprememastertv.com/schedule ਅਤੇ suprememastertv.com/PE